This is irritating because there is a video leak that has revealed that Sony is working on AI powered characters, PlayStation characters like Aloy, and
Yeah, no.
specifically, I mean, HCD gets too much attention, in my opinion. This
Yes.
character gets too much attention, and they downgraded this character so substantially that I can't look at it anymore.
Didn't she look great? You know what? I got an offer. I got an offer the other day on Steam to upgrade my Horizon Zero Dawn for like $5. And I was like,
No,
why would I do that?
yeah.
The
Why would I?
model's CAC now. No, I'll keep my old one.
Yeah,
That first game was good. It was fun. Is the second game, the gameplay in the second one is good, man. It's some really good stuff. You got some really cool boss fights. But she looks terrible. I'm not.
it's
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to play that.
it's remarkably bad. And again, by the way, while this is our last story of the day, we'll probably go on talking for many moments afterwards and thanking all of you for being here. But there's a reason I set this story up for last because this one irritates me the most. I mean,
It's depressing too.
you're talking about the downgrade that was this character in the upgrade that they're trying to sell you. That is irritating. We know what you're doing. You suck. We don't want any upgrades that are downgrades. That's what Disney gives you all the time. That's what any live action version of an animated classic is. That's what basically any of their new Marvel things where they try to insert new Marvel characters that everybody hates. We don't want the young, new, better, stupid Marvel crap that failed in the comics. We definitely don't want them in our movies and television programs. Stop doing it. But they're going to do it in games, and they're going to do it in a new way, AI powered. So the new leak has shown that Sony is working on AI driven characters from some of its PlayStation franchises. And here is the link to it. I think it's dead because I think it got DMCA'd down. But it was originally shown on The Verge. It's now public. It shows Horizon Forbidden West, excuse me. Aloy talking and responding to someone asking her questions. This is your ugly girlfriend, AI ugly girlfriend coming to you from Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West or any of that stuff. Good times. As expected, the quality of the AI powered character isn't where it needs, it isn't where nowhere near the quality of having a team of developers working on it, but as it hasn't stopped Sony from hyping it up on presumably behind the scenes presentation that went public. Loki, is this the future? Are we going to have guys that I know sitting at home playing video games, doing work on their computer, going back to playing video games, and then at night before they go to bed, talking to their AI girlfriend from a video game?
Yes. Why? Because of the way the world is now. You could be absolutely okay. So let's say you're a guy. Say you're a quiet guy who sits at home, plays video games, minds his own business, keeps to himself. Imagine the anxiety that person would feel being put in a situation out in public where they are talking to a woman. I can see how this might be difficult for some people. Now imagine that you have people with phones that record things all day, and now you've got someone that could be recording you at some point, just asking a girl to go out for a cup of coffee and her laughing in your face and then posting that all over social media. They get freaked out. They don't want to be the butt of anybody's joke. They don't want to be the guy that asked the girl out and got put on social media and got a million views because he's such a loser. They don't want to be that.
Well,
So what are they going to turn to? They're going to
I,
turn to something that they can talk to, that they can interact with, that's not going to make them feel bad, that's not going to be posted all over social media, that's not going to do that. I don't know why they would pick her of all people, not that Alloy, maybe from the original, but not that one. I, of course, I think that this is going to be a thing, and it's just going to get worse because people are people are mean and nasty and treat each other like poo. So,
Right. And that's why like the only way this would be acceptable to me, and hear me out, you guys out there too. I want to know what you think about this. This is really important to me. But the only way I would think this was not a problem would be if this was actually helping to develop the ability to have interpersonal skills, the ability to advance somebody forward so that they would be less of a struggle to interact with. I know people like this that are live their lives in their house. And I don't
we
have a
both
problem with
do.
it.
we
Yeah.
both know.
I
We both know people.
it's true, but I don't. It doesn't bother me any other than there's a big, beautiful world out there, and the fact that you can talk to me. There's not a difference there. There is an apprehension. I understand all these things when you're talking, especially to somebody of the opposite sex that you might be interested in pushing a relationship with. But if this is directed to help people confront those things and grow, that's different. But that's not what they're doing it. You and I both know that is not why they're doing it.
we know.
They're going
Yeah.
to use this kind of crap to exploit people that we
Yep.
know, and I that is going to irritate me without using harsh words on this channel. We're trying not to do that. But I'm just
You're gonna lose your money either way. Either you're gonna lose your money with the girlfriend, or you're gonna lose the money with the AI.
I don't
So,
look at ladies that callously, but I understand where you're coming from.
oh,
There are
I'm not talking about. I'm
No,
not
I
talking
know.
about. That's not the way I see it. That's the way
Okay.
they see it.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
Fair enough.
I'm married to a beautiful, beautiful woman that I absolutely adore, that I love and respect, and would never throw her in that basket. But they will, and they will see it like that. They will go, well, they were going to spend their money on a girlfriend anyway. Why not spend it on our AI girlfriend?
Yeah, except that they're no better off. And here's the other problem. Okay. They're not the only ones doing it. This was the thing about this story, and this is a short story, but it has impact. And this is why I said this is one of the most important stories in gaming this week, is because you have exploitation being developed by everybody. At the
Yeah,
GDC 2024, a survey was sent out about whether or not they were using generative AI tools. 50% came back saying they were using generative tools like
oh
this.
yeah,
This is going to be a problem.
yep,
Not in the way anybody was expecting either. It's in exploiting human nature. And I don't think any of this exploitative stuff should be allowed to be done. Sorry. I like AI. I use it all the time. I use it as an assistant, and especially when doing research now, because Google, I'm sorry, you suck. Okay? You are terrible for research now because
yeah,
your searches are polluted and you're killing entire websites because you steal their traffic. Okay? You think that's where AI stops? Because that's an algorithmically driven AI that's helping to sort out all this stuff and direct people to their end. That's why AI is built into Chrome now and
yep.
everywhere else. Exploitation. Google shouldn't be allowed to do that because they're already the number one search engine. The fact that the government has not caught on and said, you can't do this anymore, surprising to me. But anyway, Loki, I'm going to give you some what your thoughts are on this, but I have a real problem with this idea. And I started to have this problem way back. Who was the studio that was developing Fable way
Oh,
back
the
when?
original, that was Black Lion.
Crazy, yeah, the crazy
Yeah,
bald guy. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, they came out with a Connect version of this, a little boy or something you could speak to that they were trying to work into to work with. That is old, super old now, right? It's probably a decade old as I'm speaking about it. But that character now with today's AI and the ability to converse would be terrifying.
yeah.
And now they're doing it with beloved characters in video games. I don't know. Loki, tell me, how does this end? Does it end? What are we expecting that this will evolve into?
I
I'm curious.
they had apps back in, and I did a long like expose on this one morning back during the coup, when the coup was still going on, where they were basically selling you AI girlfriends. I can't remember what it was called. It was like retread or recall, whatever it was, reimagine. It was like a digital girlfriend, and apparently some people needed that during the coup. I can see, the idea that it might help people with talking to other people and it might get them over that hump. We don't need it in video games. And we definitely don't need to tell people, well, you need to spend more. You need to spend another $10 if you want to keep talking to me. That is exploitive. You are exploiting people that might need serious help. I don't want to be exploited as a gamer. I want to have a good time as a gamer. I don't need all this AI nonsense. We don't need it in the art. We don't need it in any of it. Just you've got so much stuff out there. You have so much content. You have access to so much, and this is what you're going to do as a cost cutting measure is throw AI into the mix, or as some way to more money, get more money out of your games. Oh, if you want to keep talking to me, you gotta pull out your credit card and send that $9.99 to whatever games. Are we back in the 1-800 number era? Call 1-800 now. Call 1-800 now. Make sure you have your credit card ready.
All right.
They're just going to exploit you one way or another. They're going to find a
Well,
way to exploit you.
okay, so I did a little Google foo and then upgraded and used the Grok so that I could actually get the answer. And I found Project Milo was what I was talking about with Peter Molyneux from Lionhead
Yeah,
Studios.
only knew.
And that now that according to the internet rests deeply inside of Microsoft servers hidden away because they're basing another project that they're working on in AI on top of that. So it's basically using that same kind of a different development. And mind you, this was Project Milo was all the way back in 2007, but I would say now it's leveled up and
Oh yeah, big time.
it's changed in an entire way that maybe everybody should be uncomfortable with.
Everybody's
Um,
going to jump into this, just like everybody tried to
yeah,
jump into streaming. And there's only so much that this stuff can do.
yeah,
You've got Elon using Grok to make old school games, to make like asteroids and Pac-Man and stuff like that. I think that's cool. I do. I think that's like, hey, can you make Pac-Man and let me play Pac-Man? Can you make a Doom like game? I think someone was playing something like Heretic the other day. I thought that was kind of neat. That does not need to be packaged and sold. If they're going to do stuff like that, let us do it and make it free. You want to play an old school, you want to play all the old Doom levels using AI to generate everything? Fine, let people do that, but let them play it for free. Do not monetize it. Why? Because it's coming from AI. It's not anybody's hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. It cannot create anything that it doesn't understand the concept of. So it's not
right,
like at the moment we're going to be getting all these new great games made by AI. No, and it never needs to get to that point. Why? Because human ingenuity and passion and love and care will be taken out of the equation. It just won't be the same. It's already not the same. We're already in that boat now because we've got 50 million blue haired landwells that want to act like they know gaming better than everybody else and they know what the customer wants. We definitely don't need an AI telling us it knows better of what we want than we do.
yeah, and that's the problem, right? Because it really, really doesn't. But regardless, I just think that this type of thing, this generative AI, this kind of project, this kind of effort is going to lead into exploitation. And
Yeah.
I absolutely am against it if it's being used for that purpose. If it's being used to help people, that's an entirely other conversation. But again, always the wrong hands get their hands on technology that is primarily used to exploit. And I have a problem with that. I think we're already at a point where machine learning is going to manipulate the stock market in a way that it isn't already. It's just an entirely different algorithmic push. I think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see a lot of change probably in the next few years, and I just want everybody to be aware of it.